Bom dia, Portugal!
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. Mudzon here with the Good Morning Portugal show, live stream and podcast. Now, how are you this morning? Tudo bem? Do let me know. Just been reminded of my Tudo bem's first thing in the morning, inquiring into your well-being. Do you remember last Wednesday? Was it? I think it was last Wednesday when I was asking you, no, really, how are you? Not just a cursory en passant tudo bem, como estás, but really, how are you doing? And we went into some depth, and we're going to pick up on that theme today with Mamabear McGowan, who I hope will be joining us soon, to talk about the metaphysics. Look, she's even got slides this morning to talk about the metaphysics of, well, I'm going to call it the crisis we're going through at the moment as humanity. And I say that armed with a high that follows the crisis. If you want to understand what on earth I'm talking about, check out the Portugal resident piece for this week. It's about Portugal in the fourth turning. Don't worry, folks. After the crisis comes the high. A new and great time for humanity. So if you're feeling like it's all a bit too much at the moment, bear in mind to leave a space at the table for hope and a high that comes after the crisis, which of course came after the unraveling, which came after the awareness in a great big circle of life. I feel a song coming on. Now at 9:30 as well, it could be a little bit heavy, but no, not when Paolo Funassi talks about it and joins us. Paolo Funassi will be here from Albufeira. He's the mayoral hopeful. He's from Italy, and you've seen him on the show before. He wants to become mayor in Albufeira. And some rum old things have been going on in Albufeira just recently, some antisocial behavior. And I've got a message for the Brits. I'll talk more about that. For the Brits who come over and disgrace themselves, basically, and do not represent their country and country men and women very well. There's definitely a PR job for the UK to be involved in at the moment. And coming over to Portugal and making a public nuisance of yourself and behaving in a disgusting manner certainly isn't part of that as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to give the Brits a stern talking to at around 9:30 when we talk to Paolo Funassi, not only about what's going on down there, but of course we're all about solutions, as you'll find out with Mamabear McGowan in just a moment, when it comes to acknowledging and being straight about problems that are occurring, but not just being negative and all doom and gloom. As I've called my piece in The Resident this week, we want a gloom with a view. We want a view to what comes after and to what can be offered by way of solution and to put things right. Serving suggestions for a better future when things are all seeming a little bit difficult. So that's the basic timbre of the conversation. And I'm going to do a bit of context setting because as we weave in and out of the light and the dark, I think it's important to remember what our touchstones are. Here's a minute of what I think Portugal's all about, and then we'll have a chat with Mamabear McGowan after that. Check this out, everybody. This is very important. Grab your cup. Portugal is a feeling. I'm welling up here. I'm loving that. I'm feeling that feeling. And thanks to Tiago Joker on X, on Twitter, who yesterday posted that up. Bon dia, boa semana. Good morning. Have a good week. The video is not mine. I just edited the music and the ending. So thank you very much for doing that, Tiago Joker. And thank you. I think we've identified the music there as Carlos Paredes, in T-Duck's opinion, no, he doesn't say it's the best Portuguese guitar player. Sorry, that's my hyperbole getting the better of me. That's T-Duck's favorite Portuguese guitar player. It's some good guitar playing right there and some amazing images, which I think, if I may be so bold as to say what we love so much about being here in Portugal. Keep that feeling right there. Let's have Mamabear join the conversation now. Not applause, gumper dust. A bit of a Reiki blessing. Good morning to you this morning.
Good morning.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Om Shanti. How are you? Tudo bem?
Oh, good. Tudo bem. Marvelous here in Creative Roots.
You're looking radiant, if I may say so. Mamabear, what's your secret?
Muito obrigada. Portugal.
You're feeling that feeling there. Did you manage to see that video? It was a bit tiny on the screen, but did you get the vibes from that?
The cafes, the welcoming, the community here, it's just so beautiful. The history, everything. The magic of Portugal.
Grandma's in the video, waiters bringing you a bifana, and a fat old dog lying on a sun-drenched doorstep. I particularly love that dog enjoying the heat of the sun there on a slab of stone. Right. We were in correspondence yesterday, and make no bones about it. These are bonkers times. The crazy, we could call it. And I was writing about this, my piece in The Resident this week, and I was talking about how there's an elephant in the room, and there's not enough room in the room now for the elephant and just a Pollyanna whose only resort is positive thinking. Something else is required, and I think I offer that. The elephant in the room is squashing Pollyanna now. And something else is required. The room's going to burst, or the elephant needs to be named, or something like that. And you're very good at naming the elephant in the room. I think that's one of your key skills. You're not backward in coming forward when it comes to naming the elephant in the room, societally and spiritually. And I had a little situation yesterday where somebody wrote to me. I won't give the game away. I won't break anyone's anonymity or confidence, but people are cancelling each other. And I had a message from somebody who was quite concerned that they'd been cancelled by people, and I couldn't understand why. And I said to them, do you know anything about mirroring or projection? Because they were talking about these other people. And it occurred to me that, this old idea that, what is it? An eternal idea, a timeless idea that perhaps what we can't stand in other people and what has them cancel us and what gives us ill feelings about them are the things we identify in them that are actually in us, that are unresolved and undealt with. And I thought, when we speak to Mamabear this week, she knows a thing or two about this week. She might be able to give us a little bit of relief on this subject. When when there's one finger pointing forward, there are three fingers pointing back. Could you elaborate on this theme for us, please, Mamabear? Because I think you know something about the metaphysics of this weird time we're going through at the moment.
Oh, the thing is, I could do, but we've only got a short amount of time. And if us, right, Carl, is we're going to take ourselves on a rabbit hole and start looking at blame and shame. And there's that right now. There's so much of that going on. It's time to really look at the root of our problem, because that's what Creative Roots is all about, right?
Okay, let's do
it. And I had to really bring it down to something and try and really bring it into alignment so that everyone can really understand. So we're not just looking at the spirituality, we're not just looking at the philosophy, the metaphysics. We're going to go all in, and we're going to bring in the science as well. Yesterday, we've got the polyvagal theory. So this was developed in the 1970s by Dr. Stephen Porges, and it's all about how our brain works. So the science which explains what's going on in our world today, then we're going to back it up with the metaphysics, because we're going to look at the universal laws, not just the universal law of correspondence, which is the universal law of mirroring, which is what you're talking about right now. We're also looking at the universal law of psychic cause and effect.
Very good, very good. So for those people who are like, oh, there these two hippies on the screen banging on about all that hippie stuff, she's got science.
It's science, man. So you put that thing up on the screen. So while I just explained things, it's going to show the science. So it's going to show the physiology of where we're at as a rate of, well, it's where we're at globally. So it's where our mind's at. So this shows that where we're at in our mindset affects how we can interact with other people. So when we're at the bottom there and we've got we're calm, we're centered, we're grounded, we're able to socially engage, okay? So we're able to think straight. We're in our prefrontal cortex here at the front of our brain. Well, what's happening is we're being fed globally lies. We're being prescribed lies, and it is globally. You can live in a field, you can, and it still finds you. So what happens is these global lies that are coming to us, it's the language that's out there, and it's spelling. Language is a spelling thing. It's spelling things that it catches us up, and it's spelling fear, it's spelling doubt, it's spelling worry, it's telling us there's a lack and there's a limitation. And what happens is neurons which fire together wire together. Science, yeah? So when we're being fed on repeat all these stories that there's things missing in this world, that there's a lack of food, there's a lack of water, there is a lack of money to go around, there is a lack of love, there's so much things that we're in danger. We're in our survival brain. When we're in our survival brain, our limbic system, it's like the size of a fist here at the back of our head, right? We're not able to socially engage, hence the picture. And we go into fight or flight. So we've got all the anger or the distrust or the don't know how to take people, don't know how to receive people. We just want to save ourselves, right? We want to save our family. We want to stay safe. It's all about safety. And when we're in those states of fight, flight, or freeze, we're not able to think straight because we're in our survival brain. We're not able to bring our prefrontal cortex back online. We're not able to get into logic and reasoning. So if anyone wants to check this out, just check out Stephen Porges and the vagal theory. So I want to explain the BS. We've talked about BS before. BS is belief system, but it's also
I wondered where you were going there.
Yeah, so the belief system is that we're under threat. We're under threat from people that might be a different colour. We're under threat from people that might take our food source. They might take our jobs. They might take our money. We feel under threat. We feel unsafe. So our parasympathetic nervous system isn't able to ground. We're not able to centre. We're not able to come into alignment with our truth of who we are.
Yes. So now, can I just wind you back just for a moment there, because I want to ask you, is our natural state the green one then? I mean, that's our default, is it not, at the bottom there? And that's where we can be. And left first question, what's all this then? Stick around, Emmanuel, and you'll find out in just a moment.
Just think, if it doesn't land with you right now this time, watch the replay. Watch it over and over again. This stuff makes sense. This stuff will free you from the world of phenomena thinking.
Woo!
This will
do a bit of that.
to get self, to admit, yeah, there's an elephant in the room. You'll be able to identify the elephant in the room. You'll be able to work with the elephant in the room, and you'll be able to expand your room. You'll be able to rise above the box that society's putting us in to gain a better perspective, to free ourselves.
Lovely. Okay, so that's our birthright, if you like, and this is what I maintain: that social engagement, joy. Sometimes it feels like, if we have been under pressure for a long time, if we're living in a sort of traumatized state, that joy, being in the present, groundedness, curiosity, openness, compassion, mindfulness are things that are out there. But these are our natural. I think this is our natural way of being. This is where we start.
When we're in our survival brain, we're not able to think straight. We're not able to access the logic and reasoning. So we're making all our decisions subconsciously out of fear. And that sucks, but it's the truth. It is the truth with the capital T. We're not able to, we're running on autopilot. Over 90% of our thoughts and feelings and actions are done without any conscious thought at all.
Yes, yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. And so bringing that into the world of real life, if you like. And I know it's all kind of like a simulation, and it's not. We make a lot of it up, but for the purpose,
this is science. There's nothing woo-woo about any of this. This is science. This is fully backed, legitimate science. That's all.
No question about that. I don't have any argument with that. I'm looking to sort of place it into our experience as we have it at the moment. And so is the suggestion with this that there is a lot going on that tends to draw us from that cool green, minty green at the bottom there, and into the pink, and then into the blue? Is that like the life cycle of life in the 21st century?
Well, pretty much, yeah. We're in the nuclear age, aren't we? Ever since they created the bomb and stuff like that, we went into this age where all of a sudden, instead of reading and stuff being for the people that were wealthy or the people in monasteries, everyone can read. Accessibility for education is through the roof, but all sorts of things are going around. So although we're not limited in what we can access, we're limited to algorithms and what things are feeding us. We're limited by our belief systems and what we want to look into. And the thing is, it's time to question our belief systems. Questioning our belief systems brings us back into alignment with truth. So we're looking at the BS, the belief systems, the bullshit, the stories that we're telling ourselves, and the stories that we're being fed by society. So the news, what's it telling us about at the moment? The main things in the news, and I don't even watch the news, right? I don't, I like to sit and meditate.
Yes. That's your news source, isn't it? That's your news source. Just tune in for a minute.
Yeah. And drink tea. So when it comes to the fact that I'm being, people want to talk to me and bring up wars, and then they're saying, oh, pick a side, and I'm like, no, I'm not picking a side. Can you not see that there's a whole lot of divide and conquer going on? It's not a conspiracy. Divide and conquer happens when we're taken from our mindset, where in social engagement, here at the bottom, we're able to be in tune with ourselves. We would not want to hurt anyone else. We could not hurt someone else. We couldn't hurt an animal. We couldn't hurt plants. We're just full of love, right? Or appreciation or gratitude, because we know that actually all's okay, right? Everything's pretty damn cool. But as soon as this coolness or this calmness is threatened, we feel like, hold on a minute, someone is trying to tell me what to do, or someone's trying to take over things and make the unfamiliar always feels unsafe. So we're being pushed into taking sides and turning against one another, forgetting that when you get into space and you look down, there is no boundaries. We are one global race. We are one world.
From a distance. Yes, absolutely.
You know, there's no, it's nothing woo-woo. We're just one, and we're all connected. So the air that I'm breathing today here was probably in Africa yesterday. It'll probably be in the UK later on today, and America in about a week's time or something. I don't know. But the air we breathe, the water we drink, it's been circulating for as long as life has on this planet. It's the same water that our ancestors drank. It's just fact. There's nothing woo-woo about it. It's just the way it is. So when we look at the fact that we're all connected, and we can look at psychic cause and effect, or universal cause and effect, and what.
Oh dear, I just muted to have a sip of water there, and then Mama Bear disappeared. Let's see if we can get back on the screen. She's broken the internet with these ideas this morning, I think. Oh no, you're back now. You're back there, eh?
Yeah, so we can look at cause and effect, and we can pinpoint certain causes and find an effect. But actually, when you look at it, where does the causes begin? Because it doesn't, right? We are now the effect of everything that's gone before us, right?
It's a circle of life. It is the circle of life, absolutely.
Next, so as we're all joined, and we can pick up things, the only thing that's left is, what can we do? We can take responsibility for ourselves. Like,
no.
Yes,
okay, I knew there would be a catch. I knew there would be a catch.
Oh, how bad is that? We have to take responsibility for our own shit. You know,
yes.
We can't keep blaming other people. And as much as the law of correspondence or law of mirroring, that's going on. So with that, we've got what's so within, so without. So whatever's going on inside me is showing up in the world. And you can look into the spiritual ways, but it seems to make sense, you know, inside the most people, because remember, energy only ever changes form. It never ends. It never just drops off. It doesn't die. It just changes form.
Yes.
So where we are now, like globally, we've got a massive feeling tone of lack and limitation and fear and worry, and that makes us frustrated and angry and emotional. Now, for things like this manifest in the world, so as within, so without, law of correspondence or mirroring, we're able to see global flooding, volcanoes, war, all these things like that is happening.
Yes.
It is mirroring what's going on inside. On a more closer to home scale, we can see that, you know, maybe we're having problems with our sinks dripping, or, you know, we keep having leaks and stuff. It's all emotional. It's emotions that have been suppressed that are trying to escape. There's so many things, like our cars might break down, you know, and the problem with the car is mirroring what's going on inside of us. The same with our animals. The behaviour of our pets mirrors what's going on inside us. Okay, yes. So this is all the universal law of correspondence. Okay, so this is always there. Universal law is always right, always happening. It's 24/7. It doesn't turn off. It doesn't go to sleep when you do. All right.
Yes.
So that's like so within, so without. I mean, projection's completely different. Projecting onto people is our coping mechanism. It's how we manage stuff. It's like we're defending ourselves, and it's how we're managing to cope in the world, because let's face it, it ain't easy. Yes. So 3 causes and effects. One is that spelling language. It's creating the belief system we're under threat. It's reinforcing the belief system that we're under threat.
Yeah.
We've also got, and I've said about the neurons which fire together, wire together. So then cause number 2, I've wrote down, people under threat are in survival brain. So they can't think straight. When they can't think straight, they're going to follow the herd. They're going to do whatever they think is safe. They're going to either stay and fight, or they're going to run away, or they're going to freeze solid and just be taken over.
You see this, don't we? I mean, can I ground this or connect it again to what I see going on at the moment, and just checking with you and people who are watching here. Let's imagine we are a ball in a pinball machine, and we just, we're in the green area of the ventral vagal, as it says there, and the ball rolls into the pinball machine, and it's like tum-ti-tum, having a lovely day, enjoy in the present, grounded, curious, compassionate, and mindful, just minding our own business. And then suddenly we hit a buffer, or you know how it kicks off in a pinball machine, and suddenly there's a fight-flight situation. You see a bit of news or something happens in life, and then it goes. And then what seems to be happening at the moment in a lot of human affairs, human interactions, as it's reported anyway, is then the pinball machine kicks off, and it's like ding, 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 and it goes into a loop, into fight, flight, freeze, and it just goes round and round, and the ball is lost in the pinball machine. And that, I guess, is the big question ultimately, is how do we get back to the green when we see so much of life currently? And people, we can all identify with this at the moment, I think, can't we? We can identify with these fight, flight, and freeze states, because that's where we're drawn a lot of the time if we're not careful and if we don't manage ourselves very effectively. I don't mean that in a bad way. It just happens. How do we get back to the green, Em?
So to get back to social engagement, and maybe you don't like the word social engagement, because like when you're feeling like the world's against you and you're feeling like the world is done to you, it's really hard to realize and recognize that it's actually the universe is supporting you for your highest good and saying, look, this is what's going on inside you right now, and this is, you really need to do something about it. So you need to recognize that we're actually in a state of fear, and some people are like, no, I don't get scared.
I'm not scared. How very dare you? Yes.
Nothing scares me. Well, actually, yeah, mate, you are. So
and it's okay. It's okay.
So we need to stop suppressing our feelings, for one, because suppression leads to depression. Okay, so we need to take ourselves from that like suppressed state of hiding shit and start talking our truth, speaking and sharing words of wisdom, or just sharing our feelings and noticing how we feel. But that doesn't happen until we can come into our bodies. It's not so hard, okay? It's not so difficult. There's this thing called the parasympathetic nervous system. We've all got a nervous system. It's the thing that makes you kind of go, ow, when you burn yourself or something because you're not paying attention. So what you need to do is just take a moment to pause. It's that simple. So when you feel something, notice something happening in the world, and you're like, oh, whoa, that just doesn't seem right. Recognize that's your inner GPS. That's your intuition. And it's saying to you, come back to self. Just take a pause, take a breath. Just exhale and just sit with that for a moment. The world's not going to end if you don't just take a few moments to just. And that pause practice brings clarity. It brings peace of mind, because you're able to, maybe you can't fully engage your parasympathetic nervous system and drop right into the body, but it's the beginning. People like meditation. The reason for meditation is meditation takes you back to yourself. The more you can practice meditation, in other words, sitting with yourself, right, in a state of calm and feeling safe, even if it's just for a couple of minutes every so often, even 2 minutes a day, your body starts getting used to it, because our bodies are so used to being up here. They're so used to being scared. They're so used to coming from a fear base. Bring ourselves back. Practice mindfulness. If you don't do mindfulness and meditation, just keep doing the pause practice. Listen to some tunes and just really just get it on,
back in your body. Yes.
Watching up. Get your pet or your neighbour's pet or something, and just take some time to just be with animals and stroke them, sit under a night sky, look up and go, wow, man, that's beautiful. Get out and walk in nature.
Yes, cover yourself in camper dust. Yeah, thank you, Em. We need to move on and go speak to Paolo in Albufeira in just a moment. But before you go, let me just give you some of the wonderful feedback that's come in. Douglas, I can't pick sides when it comes to war. I side with innocent victims wherever they are, says Dougie there. We'll be with you in just a moment, Paolo. Thank you for joining us this morning. We've also got James, as you'd expect, I think enjoying the conversation. But unlike me, hold on a minute, we've got homework. We've got to be responsible for ourselves as well. Hold on a minute, you didn't say anything about that, Em. And then Emmanuel, thank you for your contributions. When you were talking about air moving around the world, Emmanuel, I guess that is one way of looking at it. And if that works for you, then fair enough. I think that is quite a graphic way of putting it. But yes, when you think of it like that, it is quite the responsibility, isn't it? You can get away from it by seeing less of life. The news brings the world's misery into your life. Bob as well. Bob, glad to see you this morning. I have found that as an independent middle of the road thinker, I question, do you often... do you know that it is true? I ask myself that question continuously. When I ask someone else, I am often immediately and angrily labeled at being a radical from the other side when there is no context besides the question.
Really,
what can Bob do about that?
We all ask ourselves questions, but more often than not, it's like, why does this always happen to me? Like, why is this going on in the world? Blah, 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 blame and shame and stuff. And we're reinforcing those stories. What we need to do is ask ourselves powerful questions like, how can it get better than this?
Yes.
How can I take responsibility for my part in this? What can I do? How can I show up in the world to bring back balance to the situation?
Very good. Very good. Yes, I guess questions that open things up and allow more of the juice and the goodness into life rather than those ones that tend to limit things. And when it gets a little bit darker don't you, going back to what you said before, when the question feels good and brings relief, it's probably quite a useful question. Doug also adding, Mama Bear is making sense, but you always do make sense. Right. Being solution focused, being positive and open and going to that good feeling place, I think is what Paolo Funassi is all about. Let's move on and chat with him. Mama Bear, so good. Just whizzed by this morning as though it were 5 minutes, not half an hour. We look forward to seeing you again next month. Take care and bye for now. Love to Central Portugal. Ciao, ciao. All right, there she goes. And let's bring Paolo on. Good morning to you. Hola, bom dia, tudo bem? How are you doing, Paolo?
Tudo bem. Hello, good morning from Albufeira.
It's a lovely connection between you and Mama Bear there, because Mama Bear, I guess, is talking about the metaphysics of the situation we find ourselves in. And there you are, Paolo, in Albufeira, where there are real issues on the streets, it has to be said, and a vision. You are a visionary. You are offering a solution, I think, to some of the things that are going on before the current news headline creating difficulties that Albufeira has been facing in just recent weeks. You were there in the big picture, helping migrants, expats, foreigners who are in the area, and being maybe not as treated as fairly as you thought they might be. And so you decided to do something about that and stand for mayor. How is that going?
Okay, we work for better Albufeira every day to meet the people in the street and in social media. I create a page in Facebook, Albufeira Paradise, and in 8 months become #1 page in all the city with more than 70,000 followers, 60,000 followers. Sorry, more than 60,000 followers. So in 8 months. And we reach many posts with thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers. Social media is my strong point of strength, because the other candidates and the other people don't use so much. I use TikTok, Facebook. So but for one reason, I like to meet the people in the street. I like it. But in Albufeira, is a particular is a city in Portugal. In Albufeira, we have 50,000 residents and 500,000 people in the summer.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
so you go to the street and you don't meet the resident, because the resident is just 1 in 10 people you see. So we use social media, because social media is a window in the houses of residents. You know, because in an example, in Italy, I go to the street, I meet every resident. But here in Albufeira is particularly different, because we don't see a resident, because many people, and all the people are tourists. So is a different tactics to meeting the resident. So social media is needed, because you don't see the people in the street, the resident in the street. Is too many tourists. We have under invasion of positive invasion for tourists. 10 tourists than 1 resident in summer.
Amazing.
So imagine all the people, but are all resident here in Albufeira.
And I think you deal with it brilliant. And I guess if you live in Albufeira, I mean, I live in a seaside town, and we have a very big boost in the population, obviously, when it comes to August. You know, starts in July, ends in September. The shoulder of that tourist.
In Albufeira, we start in April and end in November. But in April start many people. But if you came here in February or March, we have many British, Irish, because the weather here in Albufeira is hot in March, sunny days in winter, so it's very good for North Europe people. So okay, I saw I just to advise you, a few hours ago, another Irish woman was raped.
Oh no!
Here in the street in Albufeira. So when we talked yesterday, we talked about the murder, about the violence, naked sex in public. But a few hours ago, a Irish woman was raped in the street by 2 men. So we have many problems here in Albufeira. The minister came to Albufeira 10 days ago, but the situation don't change. And over many years, we have this investment in the security area. We didn't end up in this hole due to bad luck, but for political responsible. Political and economic forces put Albufeira in this hole. It's not a bad luck.
Not an accident.
Yes, okay. It's not. Oh my God, what happened? No, it's the hand of the men. The government have many responsibility to what happened in Albufeira, because you open the newspaper, you see the TV. And Albufeira is always associated with the bad behaviors. Violence, drugs. We have many problems.
Yes.
And we will take many years to clean the name of Albufeira.
But you're doing that, aren't you? And I want to ask you. You're in touch with the 1 in 10, as you put it at the moment, the true Albufeirian residents. How is that? How is the feeling in the community at the moment for people who actually live there? Are they sick of it? Of the effect that tourism's having, and are they feeling helped? Because I'm guessing you're part of that help. You're trying to redesign the place such that it's a safe and beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful place, and I'm sure you want the emphasis placed back on that. People having a great time in a beautiful part of the world, rather than all this horror that we seem to be hearing, which of course is part of there's a certain sort of phenomenon going on at the moment. There are other places in the world where local people are pushing back against tourists, like the balance has got too out of kilter. You know, this is happening in Spain, notably, isn't it? Where people
in Venice, you can pay the ticket to enter in the city.
Right. So, what are the solutions for making Albufeira, bringing it back to its, you know, a calm, beautiful, and a delightful place to be, and actually getting rid of the people who are perpetuating this disgusting behavior? And you know, I wanted to say to British people, as you know, taking some sort of responsibility for being British here. I'm embarrassed.
No, it's not about the British for me. It's not because British is 80% of population.
Right. Okay.
Of tourists.
Yeah.
80%.
Yes.
So it's normal that we have thousands and thousands and thousands of British people. They if the people have bad behavior, 80% of percentage is possibility that is English, because it's the majority.
It's maths. It's maths.
When in Albania is 90% is Italian, so the bad behavior came from
I understand that. Yeah,
you know?
that's very fair. That's very fair, Paolo. But still, you know, like, don't come here. But for anyone who's thinking that Albufeira is an easy place to come and behave badly because you're away from your normal life and
no, ma the problem. I want the people understand. Albufeira, the nature of Albufeira is really a paradise. We have 26 different beach. Is really the paradise. The sea, the beach, the weather in winter too. Okay. Yeah. So the problem here is we have not an economy in winter. We have we don't diversify the economy. It's just only tourists, or public service. You know. We have no technology here, technology industry. We have no industry about nothing here. So it's just tourists. So you put the city in the hand of the tourist, because the tourist is the only income to the city. Yes. So okay, this is a first problem.
That is a problem, isn't it? Let's be honest about that.
Yes, it's a problem. The first problem, the big first problem, because you gamble just in one sector, tourists. Yeah. Second, here, because we in the last 10 years, all people, the mayor, all people recognize that the situation become worse of tourists, the quality of tourists.
Yes.
Because 10 years ago, or 15 years ago, or 20 years ago, families came to Albufeira. Cliff Richard was one of the first artists, famous people came to Albufeira, because Albufeira in the 60, 70 was a small village, fisherman village.
Amazing.
Okay, and they lost the soul. The city lost the soul. They sold everything to everyone. So you go to the central to Old Town. You don't see the fisherman market. You don't see the Portuguese market. No, you see the market of Chinese product. You know,
Irish bars, maybe, but bacon and eggs.
Yes, and the kebab, Mexican. Okay, no, I like it. I like it Mexican, like it kebab. No, I like, but in the Old Town, in the Portuguese Old Town, you see everything, but not Portuguese.
Right.
So many people came to Portugal, but don't speak Portuguese, because the employed don't speak Portuguese, are not Portuguese. The owner are not Portuguese. Nothing is Portuguese here in many parts of the city, and so and they lost the soul of the small village. So Albufeira international market. Okay, and so the lost the family. So many people came to Albufeira because we have impunity. You do bad behavior, nothing happen to you because we have not PSP. PSP is a police city. We have not police city here in Albufeira. We have only GNR. GNR is like a gendarmerie. Is like a gendarmerie. France is different than the police. So we have many few police, few GNR, few gendarmerie, few to just 150 GNR all day long, but we have 500,000 people here. So it's impossible. It's impossible. You have an accident. You have a problem. You call the GNR. It's impossible. They came because the city. The problem is too many. So we have many problems. And you go to the street. You don't see the police. Is a very problem. Just to tell you, Albufeira is just not only old town. It's just not the street of bars. We have other part of Albufeira is quiet. Okay, but the problem is in Portugal. And in Portugal, when you call to your friends, I go to Albufeira, they show you very Albufeira is a dangerous place. So the people in Portugal too, when came to Albufeira, tell to the friends, no, I don't go to Albufeira, go to Salgados, go to Santa Eulalia, go to Galé. It's the part of Albufeira, quiet part and beautiful part of Albufeira. But Falesia, no, is so they no, not to New York. I go to Wall Street, you know. It's New York too. It's New York too. Yes. You know.
And this is perception and PR now, isn't it? And that's the problem you've got, I think. And that, you know, it's true to say some terrible things have happened, but we all, as you say, 500,000 people come to the area in the tourist season. And what it sounds like has happened, Paolo, is that the great wealth that's been generated by that has not been reinvested back into the place. The police force hasn't grown. The infrastructure hasn't grown, and it's overwhelmed. So what do you propose to do about that as the mayoral candidate?
Okay, we need to change many things. Right. First, bet only in the tourists is a mistake.
Yes,
we need to diversification economy. We need urgent. Second, we need to stop the hen stag party.
Yes,
this is the first. But the problem is, imagine in England or in Netherlands, they sell the hen and stag party in Albufeira. Okay, I cannot stop selling stickers. No, selling stickers in England and in Netherlands. Yes. But I stop the accomplices here in Albufeira because I sell ticket to the party in your house. You are accomplices too.
Yes.
Okay. So we need to stop here in Albufeira to stop the accomplices. We need to put more fiscalization of the behavior, but in the bars, in the hours of bars. Because you go to the street, you have at 3 o'clock in the morning. You see the sound of bars is everywhere.
Yeah.
You live 3-4 kilometers of the street of the bar. You heard in the 3-4 o'clock in the morning is a hell for resident.
Yes, right.
It's not possible. So we need to stop this. It is difficult. Maybe will be a war against many owners or businessmen. But for me, resident first, resident second, resident third.
Good for you, mate.
Yes,
Well
because
done.
we need to stop. And because you make Albufeira good for resident,
Yes.
you will make Albufeira good for tourists too.
Yes, that's right.
But it is a hell for resident. It's not good for tourists too.
That's right. It will be abandoned to only tourism ultimately if something isn't managed in the meantime. And it's great that you're seeing this as early as you are, and you're willing to intervene in this way. How is that going down? The Italian coming into Albufeira and wanting to change the situation. I imagine that causes some controversy there, Paolo.
Yes, many controversy is very. I know is difficult, but we need. I have an iron face.
You have a very handsome and iron face, so well done.
You punch me, but I don't quit. I don't never give up. Never give up.
Right.
I tell to the resident, to the Portuguese people who born here.
Yep.
I tell one thing is a provocation.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Or a promise. Yeah.
Okay. No, but I always say to them, okay, Albufeira, for a foreigner of 50 years old, is a paradise. Berlusconi was very proud for me to choose Albufeira.
Yes.
Okay? Because Albufeira is a paradise for a foreigner with men foreigners 50 years old. Okay.
Bunga bunga. There's plenty of bunga bunga in the
yes. So for me, I don't fight for me, because for me, okay, don't care. But I fight for you because you have your children here, you have your mother here, you have your wife here. Your is under attack. Your wife, your mother, your daughter is in danger here. So I fight for you, not fight for me. I have no family here. For me, I don't care. For me, it's a paradise here. I change. I want to change for everybody, because politics is not about the only person. It's about the community.
I get that. That's always what I've admired about you, Paolo, is how you've seen that. And as you say, you're having a perfectly good time there, but you can see the social problems. And I love how you want to do something about those. And you are. People can connect with you at Albufeira Paradise, the Facebook group there. What other help do you need to make this happen?
No, no, I think I'm very optimistic, because the resident people, the people is enough. Is don't want to continue this politics. Is tired of bad behaviors. Yep. They need their city back.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
And so we have a very if I don't win, imagine I don't win election, don't problem. The important is we need to change the direction. I don't win another people who want the same. For me, it's okay. It's not about me. It's about change the wind in Albufeira.
Very good. Very good.
This is important for me.
All right. And how's that cricket field coming on?
Well, two things. Sunday we have a tournament of cricket here in Albufeira.
Excellent.
We have a Algarve Cup in Albufeira, and without we make the tournament alone. We don't ask nothing to the mayor, nothing to nobody. He's very proud for the people who make the tournament.
Fantastic.
And in the last assembly, I talked to the vice president that because the vice president told to the newspaper that they want to cooperation with in social sport with the foreigners residents.
Yeah, perfect.
So I tell to him and in all the assembly, okay, very good, just a good point. Finally, after a month and month, I speak about this. So we start to break the ice in the politics here because we hit every day, every week. So we start to break the ice here.
That's superb. So this the Algarve Cup, the cricket cup, is happening this very weekend, is it?
No, it's just a tournament that was played last Sunday.
Oh, okay. Who won? Who won that? Who won?
Portimão
Oh,
team.
okay. All right.
Albufeira second.
Superb. Okay. Well, that's great news. The power.
And it's important for Albufeira. Just one thing, because Albufeira wanted to become a European city of sports in 2026.
Right. Okay.
So if we make cricket field too, not just cricket, but bowls, rugby, for an example, we have many possibilities to win. We increase the possibility to win.
Excellent. Paolo, always great talking with you. You're such an inspiration, and you represent the foreigner here so well in Portugal with your obvious love for Portugal. So all the best to you. Come back, keep us updated with what you're doing.
Right now?
No, just whenever you come back to the show, let us know what you're doing and let us know how we can help, and we'll do what we can to help you down there in Albufeira.
Oh, no, sorry. Right now I will go to work, but we can continue to remain in touch to you.
Absolutely.
Continue to speak to the people and continue to right now to go to the street in social media to speak about Albufeira, the problems, the solution. We work harder. And I am very thankful to Alternativa Democrática Nacional because it's a party that have make opportunity to change the things in Albufeira. So I'm very proud for them. It's a humanist party. So we will change the situation in Albufeira.
All the best to you. Boa sorte. Até a próxima. Ciao, ciao. Cheers, Paolo. Paolo Funassi there, down in Albufeira. Do join the group to stay in touch with what's going on there. And love from Ireland. How about that? I didn't know that's where you were, Emmanuel Godson. Love from Ireland to Albufeira. It's a nice place, says Leela. Quick bit of news then, and then I think we'll finish where we started this morning with that feeling for Portugal that we generated this morning. And what a journey it's been with Mamabear into the subconscious of the human mind and neuroscience, and then right there on the streets of Albufeira and what Paolo Funassi is trying to do to make Albufeira great again, if I may use and co-opt that phrase. Let's have a look at this bit of news, which is not great from the IMA point of view. Oh, I've shut the tab that I had open. I'll read it for you from Jorge Branco's Substack. I think it's where it's either Portugal Decoded or the Substack. Let me go back to, let me just find out which of that so I can give appropriate credit. It's Portuguese news in English for estrangeiros. That is the Jorge Branco, I believe. Yes, it is Jorge Branco. And his headline, dateline today, IMA workers threaten months-long strike amid backlog. So be ready for this. This is not great news, but I think it's something we should be aware of for any of us who are relying on IMA to get the job done or not. In this case, by the sound of it, immigration staff are threatening to strike until the end of the year. What? In a demand for more workers. Well, they deserve them, that's for sure. This is from a Diario de Noticias report. The strike from August 22nd to December the 31st covers overtime and work during compulsory rest days and public holidays at the Agency for Integration, Migration and Asylum. Some workers have already done more than 150 hours without being paid in the stipulated time frame as professionals work extra hours and even weekends to respond to the backlog. Come on, Portuguese government, pay these people to get the job done. The National Federation of Public and Social Sector Workers Union delivered a strike warning with a list of 25 complaints saying the situation at IMA was unacceptable. Well, from what we're reading there, I mean, that sounds absolutely right. They should be paid, and the resources are needed in that department to get the job done, and was affecting workers' health and rights. We don't want to see that. The announcement left many immigrants still waiting for their documentation in panic, with more than 400,000 delayed processes still outstanding. Come on, Portuguese government. Yes, James, hire, train, and pay. That's what we want to see. We want to see some support and some love for IMA from those that can do something about it. I went to Portugal with my girl. I remember a big pride of black cats outside the church. They were like panthers, beautiful. A lovely memory there, and more of that kind of vibe coming up as we say bon dia to you, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, bye for now, and enjoy this. Thank you for being